Hello, this is Sherry. Paper Me Happy. Like and subscribe, and I will continue doing these little projects that come to mind. Today I'm making a flower bow using Diamond Press Spring Bloom Stamp and Flower Stencils, and I only use the 3 dies. This was the 3rd leaf from the sender out, and this was the 2nd flower from the sender out. So as you can see, it has, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how I did it. I pre-cut out these flowers already, and I used 2-sided paper, and it's kind of thin, not sort of like typing paper or copier paper. But this one I used white paper with specks on it and everything, so I cut this one out already. But I wanted to show you how I did the leaf. So I took a piece of scrap paper and I folded it over to make sure that my leaf would have a little overhang, and I fold it down. And you don't have to be fancy with it because you're going to be trimming it or putting it through the press. So I just, when I put it on, I make sure that I have a little bit hanging over the edge, so you can see. And what I will do is I will tape this down with some washi tape so it will stay in place. When I run it through the press, I'm going to move it over a little more. And I will cut off the excess here. That way I can save my paper. And I will put it in the well-loved folder. And what you'll have here is half of your leaf. When you open it up, it will be your whole leaf looking like a bow. So I colored the edges with the Diamond Press from the natural ink pad. And I usually lay paper down. I know this is ink pad paper, but what I'm going to do is just edge up the edges to color it with green. And I'm going to do both sides, because when you're folding it over, once I have it folded over, I'll edge it a little more around the curve of the bow too. Okay. So I take my bone folder, and where this is folded in the center, I will take it and I will pull it across to break the fibers, and it will make the curve. And it will make it easier to fold into the center. And I'll take the Nouveau Deluxe glue and dab it underneath just a little bit. Oops. And fold it to the center and put that one on top. And keep this arched in the bow, holding this for a little bit till it takes set. This takes set pretty quick. And this is a Nouveau Deluxe clear drying glue that I got off of HSN. It was a 3-pack, but I also got some from Tonic Studio. Okay, so once I'm gonna let that set for a little bit, and I'm gonna ink around the bottom part of the bow. And what's really nice is that this has cut, like, the way this is looks like it's stitched. Okay. So what I did to make the bow have like a, I don't know, an edge, like, so I counted in these divots with the stitching, and this is about the center, and I only go up to that far, take it to the corner and cut it into there, and take it to this one and cut it there. Same way here, I cut it all the way up. And then there's the bottom of the part of the bow, the hanger thingies. I don't know what they're called, but okay. So while this is still drying, I'm going to plug in my glue gun, and I'm going to take these and I'm going to ink them up with the dark blue from the natural ink pad. And it don't take much. So I'll turn these over and mist them with water, just a little. And I'll take my pokey tool that I got off a diamond press, and I'll put the pokey tool in the center here, and I'll start bringing this up to fold it and start crunching it around the pokey tool until it starts making a shape here. It looks like I'm making a mess here, but it just seems to make the flowers look natural. Here, fold up, fold over. And the reason I didn't make the paper real wet, if you want to let them sit overnight, if you make them really wet, it gives it more of a real texture on the flowers to feel more real. But because I didn't, and I'll roll these a little bit, it just seems to don't take so long when you don't have them watered down. So I'll start to open it gently, and I will take the pokey tool and poke it in the center. And this one I'll open up gently too. And I'll poke this one in the center. And what I'll try to do is bend some of these outwards and line this up. And these stamens I got off of in a mystery box. I know you can get these anywhere. I'm using the yellow. So I took 3, and when you fold them in half, it doubles everything. And I'll just twist this with my fingers like this. And I'll stick it through the first hole. And depending how deep you want it, I'm going to keep these up a little bit. But I'm going to take the hot glue gun and put it around here. And then meanwhile, stick this through the second hole. Okay, now it's making a liar out of me. I got a hot mess here. Oh, this dried. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna squish it. I'm gonna put it through this way quick. Nothing goes when you're on camera, right? There. All right, let me add a little glue now. And to keep it crinkled. That way it looks so natural. Bending some of these out. Okay. And I'll trim off the rest of this. And I will take this bottom piece, take the bottom of this, and add my hot glue on here. And center it up in here. The hot glue dries faster than the regular Nouveau glue, especially when it's bulky like this. Just place that in the center. And that's about it. So now you can see this one I used the green paper and just edged it. Same thing. I just put a little more ink on this one. But nice and quick bows that can be used on packages or cards. And I thought this was cute to repurpose your dies. And thank you. If you want to see more, keep liking and subscribing and sharing. I'm glad everybody's interested in my work. Thank you so much. I appreciate everybody liking and subscribing.